Hi, I'm Sticky Plasters. I'm making a video today on the 17th of November 2010 because I'm thinking very seriously about having a gastric band, or a lap band, it's sometimes called. The reason I wanted to make a video about this is because I spent hours and hours and hours on YouTube looking for people's diaries about this, because I think you can look at the websites of people that have it done and you can look at the procedure itself. I've watched videos of the actual operation, but I guess what I'm most interested in is what's the actual effect on people's lives, what it's like to live with the band before it, immediately after the operation, long term, and I found people's diaries really useful for that, and it's really unfortunate that there are so few people that have diarised it from the UK. The only person that I've managed to find is Miss Flump, who's been absolutely brilliant, and not that the videos from the USA aren't great, because they're absolutely brilliant, but I think it's always nice that the closer you can relate to it, to yourself, the more useful potentially it feels to you. So because they've been so useful to me, I wanted to be able to give that back. I should point out that right now I'm probably about 90% for having the surgery done. It's varied sort of between about 60 and 70, up to 80% in the past few days. Some days it feels like absolutely the right thing to do. Other days I think, oh gosh, it's such a big decision to make, to actually voluntarily go into surgery, be that keyhole or not, for something that doesn't necessarily have to be done. There are questions around why I can't do it with my own willpower and all kinds of other stuff. But I have pretty much been on a diet for 20 years now. I've been overweight my entire adult life and most of my childhood. I don't ever remember not being overweight, but apparently I was when I was little, quite skinny, but much too long ago for me to remember. I'm 5'1", I'm 33 years old, and I'm over 17 stone now. I'm not entirely sure how much, probably somewhere between 17.3 and 17.5 stone. For people in the US that don't know about stone, there's 14 pounds to the stone, so you can work that out. I can't do the whole kilograms thing. It makes no sense to me at all. It's a lot anyway. I am morbidly obese. I'm fortunate enough not to suffer any really obvious health problems from it at the moment. I am asthmatic, and that does affect my fitness, and the weight that I carry does affect my asthma, as does my smoking. So I guess at the moment it's a bit of a time of reflection for me. I am a 33-year-old smoker who is morbidly obese. Both of my parents have died, and both of them from cancer. My dad in 1999 and my mum a couple of years ago. And I think that you sort of get to a point where you really do realise that this isn't a rehearsal, this is it, and I want to live this life to the full. And people would think that I'm confident and outgoing and everything else, but there are undoubtedly things that I don't do and don't try, and not even consciously not doing because of how heavy I am. So the main person that I want to do this for is me. I think I owe it to myself not to spend another 20 years overweight. I have this sensation at the moment of thinking, well, you know, what do I wait till I'm 35? Do I wait till I'm 40? Do I wait till I'm 50? Why wait? I have done a great deal of research. I've got books, I've watched videos, I've spoken to the hospital group, which is the company in the UK that I'm looking to have the surgery with. It's very expensive, so it's going to cost about £6,000. so I'm going to have to take out a loan to do that. And just the financial commitment alone is fairly hefty. I started thinking about the potential of having a gastric band about a year ago, and decided to try one last ditch attempt at what I consider to be quite a radical diet, which is a program where it's complete abstinence from food, which was, it was okay, it worked, but for me, somebody who's been on just about everything, like a lot of people out there, Weight Watchers, Slimming World, no carbohydrates, shakes, I've been to hypnotherapy, just everything that I can even think about. I get to about 8 or 12 weeks and I hit a wall. And now I don't know what that is, whether it's self-sabotage. It just feels like boredom. I just kind of get to the point where I think, I've made the right choice over and over again, day after day after day after day, and why am I not thin yet? And the trouble with being very overweight, as I am, is that, I can plug away and lose a stone or something, and you can't even tell the difference. So it becomes quite sort of demoralising and tedious. And then my mind wanders and my willpower wanes, and before you know it, I'm all about the Krispy Kremes again. So for me, I think it's time to really take charge of this, and I am genuinely whittling things down to feeling like this is the way for me to go, in that I cannot think of another thing that I haven't tried and eventually got to the point where it just didn't work for me, or I didn't work with it. I think most diets do work, but only if you stick to them. I have a surgical consultation on the 5th of December in Southampton, which is quite a way from home. I'm a bit worried about how I'm going to get there. And this is the initial consultation with one of the surgeons. I don't know if it will be the actual surgeon. I have to do a massive medical questionnaire to take along with me. And I guess it's when he will assess as to whether I'm a good candidate for the operation or not. And then after that decision, so assuming he says, yes, absolutely, I then have 6 months while that decision is valid. So I feel quite good about that. It's not something that I have to just go, and jump into. Although this afternoon I feel like I wish I'd had it done yesterday. I am nervous about the idea of the whole thing, about the idea of surgery that's not absolutely necessary. But I think that the potential health risks in time could become more significant than the immediate health risks of having the surgery. So I guess I'm just sort of trying to get to the point now where I feel like I've got all the information and I'm able to make that last jump. I think I'll try and keep you up to date. Perhaps I'll post again after the 5th, after the consultation. I should also point out that next week I'm going to give up smoking again. I didn't smoke for a year and a half, and that was great. And then when I had like a mini meltdown around Easter time, I started smoking again. I think, obviously as an asthmatic, smoking is ridiculous. Smoking for anyone is ridiculous. And the risks of surgery as a smoker are much higher. So I guess if I'm going to do this and spend all this money and go through all this strife for me and my body, it would be crazy to do that while I'm still smoking. So I'm going to give that up again next week. I feel sorry for the people at work and apologise if I'm really horrible to them and my long-suffering partner. So I think that's about it. I will keep you in touch, and I hope to hear from you all. Have a good day. Bye.